I got big news for XRP holders, something you have to see. And selling gold to buy crypto, yes, that's the latest plan floated by the White House. We're also going to talk about...
You need to stop dipping into your ketamine stash.
I say lots of naughty things, so here's your warning.
Yeah, you heard me right. The White House latest plans is to take the profits from the gold rally and put it into crypto. Before we get into the news, though, your comments come first. Hot, spicy, not irrelevant. Maybe I'll share it beginning in the next video. Uh-oh, someone's got a new LED sign in their room. Choo-choo, bitches. Slavok Starik says, Klaus, greetings to you and your channel. Your videos are great and realistic. That's why I decided to subscribe. Keep up the good week. XRP will drive us crazy. I hope it will soar to the heights one day. Many greetings from Croatia. That's right. I bring you the realistic news, whether it's good or bad, happy or sad. Today's news, messed up AF. Obadiah dropping support on the channel saying thank you. I'm saying thank you and you're welcome. Appreciate the port, kind sir. Alabama Constitutional Crusader says XRP will jump to $14.36 tomorrow. Just doing my part to keep the disinformation campaign going, and I'll do my part and share this and go even one step further. $40,000 buyback. Jed McCaleb using XRP to pay the Martians on his space station as Elon Musk... No, it's all bullshit. Bitcoin sitting at 86,241. ETH is 2024. XP at 243.5. We're going to talk price. Something you need to see coming up at the end. BNB at 631. XLM at 28.6. Sol at 132. HBAR at 18.5. And Pi, not a dollar, girlfriend, 98.9. White House says gold reserves could be used to purchase BTC. Well, what happened? Bo Hines is what happened. Bo Hines, the executive director of the President's Council of Advisors on Digital Assets, suggested in an interview that the U.S. could capitalize on the gain from its gold holdings to purchase more BTC. This move, according to Hines, would be a budget-neutral way to increase the country's BTC reserves. That's the big thing. We don't want to add debt to our balance sheet like Michael Saylor in the United States government. What we're trying to do is stay budget-neutral, if not save money. So what Hines is saying is, yo, you see this 5-year chart of gold up on the screen? You see how we rip-roared from like under 1750 to 3,000 here in the short term? Girlfriend, take those profits and sell them and buy some BTC. But should the U.S. really dump some gold to buy BTC? This is what it said. If we actually realize the gains from the U.S. gold holdings, that would be a budget-neutral way to acquire mere Bitcoin, Hines said, adding that there's been countless ideas, and the best ideas will be enacted by President Trump. It's high time that our president started accumulating assets for the American people, which is what President Trump is doing, rather than taking it away. But selling our gold strategic reserves to do it, this is bonkers, everyone. Welcome to hot, crazy, spicy Sunday news. You want more? Beyond strategy, as in MicroStrategy. 11 more publicly traded companies that are stockpiling BTC. It goes even further than that. I'm sharing this with you because I shared the early story about the strategic reserves. Now I'm sharing with you some of the players that have got into it. Listen, craziness. Strategy's BTC buying plan, once laughed at by big businesses and celebs, has produced blockbuster profits, but he's going to have to sell to keep those shareholders happy. Now it has over $42 billion worth in terms of what it spent. Its value is way even higher than that. More than 70 companies have dove in headfirst into MicroStrategy, now known as Strategy's crypto-first business strategy. This is globally, okay? In recent months, several more publicly traded firms have green-lit the BTC Treasury Reserve asset. So it's spreading. Now, that being said, what about those alts that Trump was promising about? Sol, ADA, XRP, I haven't heard crap all about that. Have you? And my job's to scrub the news. All right, what I got up on the screen is Michael Saylor buying. Basically what you're seeing is in orange, the bigger the blob, the bigger the buy. The thing that's really worthwhile here is this total dollar cost average, right? He was hovering right around 40,000 right before November. Now, his average is sitting at 66.3. So my guy went balls deep and drove his average way up. So screw buying the dips. My guy is buying the tips, and he's buying the tips with other people's money and shitloads of it. XRP new investor rate falls to 4-month low. Now I'm going to share something with you, and this makes sense, okay? So don't freak out crazily, but freaked out controllably. All right. See the bottom of the screen here? That is volume, okay? See how kind of going through here, we kind of had some nominal volume, like, okay, and the volume are these gray bars on the bottom, okay? Then you see the election. All of a sudden, volume blows up. But do you notice how we're now starting to kind of wind back down to levels before the election? That's kind of what you're seeing here. The network value to transaction ratio for XRP has reached a 5-year high, a level not seen since January 2020. This metric compares a cryptocurrency's market cap to the volume of transactions. A high NFT ratio indicates that while investors are bullish, their optimism is not translating into actual growth or usage of the network, and that's key. Because if that's not happening, then it's just a speculative circle jerk, right? The current NVT ratio suggests that XRP's value is outpacing its transaction activity, which is a bearish signal. As the market cools, this imbalance could lead to price correction, further hindering XRP's attempts to break through that level. Basically, what they're saying is there is a reduction of active users compared to the price. There's a reduction of active usage compared to the price. And if all of a sudden we're seeing that it's just speculation and not usage, oh, that's not good. Now, we already talked about the volume being like that. Well, the reason I brought up this story is because we have to remember, we're comparing now to Bonkersville in early March. So yeah, in early March where we saw insane, crazy volume in crypto, we're starting to cool back on down. XRP seeing exactly that. Volume, 2 billion. Still better than it was before the election, but nowhere near it was a few weeks ago, a month, 2 months ago. And y'all know that too. You can definitely feel that there's a lack of excitement out there. Zoom out to the 1 month and you can see exactly what I'm talking about. You could barely even see the bars right here at the bottom of the screen. Then all of a sudden, Bonkersville in November, and now we start kind of coming on back down. So what's going to bring the volume and what's going to bring the network usage? Because if you don't have usage and you don't have utility and all you got is speculation, but the volume based on speculation is starting to go down, well, girlfriend, you're going to have some problems. Now, that's comparing it to 4 months ago when it was Bonkersville in November. You compare it to, say, 6 months ago, and we're still high by a good amount. Yeah, still high by a good amount. So you kind of have to take a look at it in terms of time frame. Yes, when you compare it to peak highs, we're way off. But we're higher than we were before the election. But for real, we're hearing about BTC strategic reserve action. What happened to all the alts to BTC that Trump mentioned? I haven't heard anything about it, and I believe that's one of the things contributing to the lack of the juicy action right here. In fact, if we zoom to the month, you could see the hype from the strategic reserve announcement. We erased all those gains. Then we went to sub $2. Now we're floating around the 230, 245 mark, somewhere around there. Yeah, crazy stuff, everyone, as we're going to sell gold to buy BTC potentially. XRP 4-month low, yeah, when you compare it to a high. A bunch of players getting into the BTC strategic reserve action. We need regs so we can start seeing players get into the XRP reserve action. You know, something big's going to happen here in order to bring the juice back to the market. In fact, something really big is going to happen to help out the alts because we're starting to see the volume and interest come down, down, down. And we don't want that. We want that hot wave to keep going, but we need some juice. The juice is going to come from regs. It's going to come from ETFs. And maybe the juice comes from something cool with the strategic reserve action. But I'm being honest with you. Have you heard the plans? Speculation, anything like that out there beyond the weird rumors of, oh, XRP $40,000 buyback BS like that. But I'm talking about real juice, real news. No, it's been quiet. Since we had the announcement on True Social, there hasn't been any mention of XRP by the President's Council. Sol, ADA. Yeah. So now what? Well, now we wait for Atkins' confirmation hearing on the 27th. We wait for the next macro report. We wait to see what the Fed is going to do. We also wait to see what's going to happen with the strategic reserve and regs. Not stablecoin regs, because that's coming first, but regs for the rest of the crypto world. But then we look at it and we go, well, wait a minute. They're already talking about crypto like XRP not even being a security and being a commodity. So is the SEC stuff really going to matter? Are the regs really going to matter, or are they going to rewrite the entire playbook? Because right now, stablecoins are next in the queue to get their regs, and that's where players are building money up on the sideline. You know how we end these videos, right? Of course you do. Check out the sign behind me. It says what? Shoot, shoot, bitches.